Hello everybody. I have not been doing a lot of live in English for quite some time already, but this time I have something new, which I think it might be better for me to do it in English because I have not been seeing a lot of YouTube videos or Facebook articles, whatever, about this function. So that's why I think maybe I should do it in English so that my audience who understand only English could also watch this video. What I'm going to talk about is a new function in Capture One, which they introduced that in the beta version before the release of the recent 14.3, I believe. They included that in the beta of 14.3, but when they released it 14.3, they took it away. So it's not within 14.3 at that point, but now they have just released it 14.3.1 a few days ago, which they introduced this new function once again, which is called Capture One Live. Okay, it is still in a beta version, so you might not have it in your Capture One at the moment, but I think it might be a good time for me to take this opportunity to share with you what this function is for and how this is working and how is it beneficial for us, the photographers, or digital technicians on site or clients. Namely, this Capture One Live is a function which let us share what we are having on our Capture One sections with anybody who is online now, or who can get online, no matter if you're on your phone or on your computer, you are sitting at your own office. I can share what is on my Capture One section with you who is sitting at home. So let's get started. Let's look into Capture One and then let's see what is it about. So what you're seeing here is the Capture One section, which I've been using a lot, which is the raw development demo, which I've been sharing around for quite a number of times. You might have seen a lot of the pictures within this section. So what I want you to pay attention to is within this tool type, okay, the tethering tool type. If you go inside, before the release of 14.3, you got only Capture Pilot, but now you have this Capture One Live beta. Okay, it is still a beta function, which if you have already updated to 14.3.1, you will have this, but you might not be able to use it. When you click on it, when you try to start sharing your photo, you might be told that, oh, it is only a beta function that you need to register before you can use it. And I have already registered a few days ago, and I've already tried this function out before the release of 14.3, so I've tried that already. So today, since I can use it on my official 14.3.1 version, so that's why I want to share with you. So before this, we have Capture Pilot, which is, I think it is very good. It serves a very similar function with something else at the same time, which is an app. You can have the app running on your iPad, on your iPhone, or and which you can, through these apps, you can review the photo on your Capture One section. But the problem is that normally when you're running Capture Pilot, normally you are running everything on the same network. So it is very difficult for you to share this with clients who are not on site. So you can only use it on the iPhone, the iPad, which is within the same studio. I'm not saying that you can't, but you need to deal with the IT setup so that you can forward the port so that the user can also use it when they are not in your studio. But nowadays, because of the pandemic, I do have a lot of clients who couldn't be here with me on site during the shoot. So I'll need to share the images with them while they are not in the studio. And that's why Capture One introduced this new function, which is Capture One Live. And Capture One Live, for Capture One Live, you don't need any special IT technology knowledge to make it work. All you need to do is to click Start Sharing. You don't have to deal with any information technology. You don't have to go into your router, set up your port forwarding, no, nothing. Because what you are doing here essentially is you start sharing and your computer is going to generate a preview and send it to a server. I believe it is now being hosted by Capture One themselves. There is a server hosting the images so that they create a certain link, and then your clients would go to that link and review the photo there. Okay, so let's give it a try and let's see what would happen. Okay, now before I start sharing, I need to make sure that I know what I'm sharing. So up here you have collection. So now I'm picking the capture folder. The capture folder now is the capture folder, and actually it is the demo raw, the folder demo raw. If you look into my structure, my file structure, you'll see that within this section there is actually a folder named demo raw, and now it is being set as the capture folder. So when I go into Capture One Live, when I select capture folder, it is actually the demo raw. Okay, now I click start sharing. Then what it is telling me is that the start sharing time is today's time at 5 o'clock 7 minutes 28 seconds, and the expiry time is tomorrow, 24 hours. Okay, so this section will automatically go offline within 24 hours. Now right next to the stop sharing button, which was the start sharing button, now stop sharing, you will see two buttons. One is send an invitation through email. If I click on it, it would automatically start up my email application, and then I can send an email to whoever. Let's say I send it back to myself. Okay, I will send it back to myself and say, hey, you have been invited to view an online photo section on Capture One, and here is the link. I can just send it out, and I would then receive an email with that link. And also, you can click on this button and copy the link. There is a button, copy link to clipboard. I've already copied that, so I can go to my Chrome, and then I can paste that link. And right there, I will be able to see all the photo within that section. Now, if I go back onto my section, you'll see that I can hide the viewer first. You'll see there are around 30 photos, 31 images here. If you go to the Chrome, you would also see the 31 images. Okay, what we can do is, let's say I mark one photo as red tag it, and then you go here, you will see that the same photo will be red tagged. Okay, I can also, let's say I like this image a lot, I can rate it 5 stars, and then when I go back to my section, you will see that the same photo is now rated 5 stars. Okay, I can also, you can review it on your computer, but of course you can send your link through WhatsApp or whatever, and then send to your client. So let's say now I send it to my my client, okay, and then my client would receive that, and then now I'm on my iPhone, and I then have it on my iPhone. Now you can see this is my iPhone connected successfully, and the same thing, I can review a photo. I like this one. I will tag it as purple, 5 stars. And at the same time, when I go back to my Capture One section, you will see here that the same photo, this Red Bull can, is now purple tagged and 5 stars. So it is very convenient. Then you can share your section with your clients who is not in your studio. They could be anywhere in the world, which is very convenient. You don't need any IT knowledge. So it is a very good function, which is not totally available to all users at this point. But I urge you, I suggest you to go and sign into the beta program by clicking Start Sharing if you have not. then you will be sent to a link where you will sign up, and eventually Capture One will let you use this function so that you can test it out. But before you test it out, I want to tell you a few things which I've discovered. Okay, let's go back into the Capture One section and let's take a look. Now, here you can see that you can stop sharing, right? Now I click stop sharing. When I click stop sharing, I can then go back to the link that we have on Capture One Live. You see, the photo section is no longer available, right? But if I do something else, let's go back to Capture One. I will start sharing once again, okay? And maybe the link has changed. I'm not sure. I'll copy the link once again and put it right there. And I will have the photo, because now it is a new section, a new sharing. The photo would come onto this server one by one after the preview is being generated. But this time, when I go back to Capture One, I'm not stopping the sharing. I'm closing the section, okay? Let's say I close this section. And you see that the section is closed, but then the photos are still there on the server. This is very good, because at the end of a section, sometimes you would just close your section. You would turn off your computer. It is offline already, but the photos are still on that server, and your clients can still review all the photos, and they could still mark on all these photos. And when you have the section back online again, everything would be synchronized. And you will have all the markings and all the tags that you let your clients select and map on your photos, which is very convenient. You can turn off your computer, which this could not be done with Capture Pilot before. So if that is something that you want to do, you can totally utilize this function, okay? Now, let's also look at the online section. We are still in Chrome, okay? You see, there is a function up here, which is a filter, okay? You see there is a funnel. If you go into the funnel, you can say that, hey, I want to look at only the photo tagged 5-star and purple, okay? And there is none, okay? But then you can say, I just want a certain tag. Let's say we want only blue, okay? You'll see that there are 3 blue tagged photos. And then you can blow it up. You can see it in a higher resolution. Okay, you can review it, you can rate it, and still, when you go back, it will still be there. You can turn off the filter here. So your client basically got the basic functions of filtering your photo, reviewing them, blowing it up in a higher resolution, tagging them. So I think it is a very good service that your client would find it very convenient, as long as you basically tell your client how they can filter it up. So it is a very good function, okay? So that is something about the client side. But when we go back to our section, when you look at it, there is something else that I want to tell you. Now, when you go back into the section, you see from start sharing, stop sharing, it is now resume sharing, because you closed down your section. So I can click resume sharing, and it is back online again. If there is any new photo or anything that I need to know, then you will see that it would keep updating, okay? The section should be online, and you will have new photo coming in. You see, it is uploading again, connected successfully, and then now you remember that I have tagged this photo 3-star. When I go back into my section, eventually it would also be tagged at 3 stars. So it would back online. But remember, it is only available for 24 hours. So make sure that if you close it down, you are closing down the section, you need to go back online and make sure that you synchronize that within 24 hours. One last note that I want you to know is that if you go back into the section, here, if you click onto the 3 dots right next to the Capture One Live Beta, you will see that there is a quota status, which is telling me, or telling all of us, that there is actually Quota. If I click on it, then Capture One would tell me Capture One Live Quota status. It is telling me that during the last 30 days, you have used it 155 out of 25,000 images for upload. So if you are running sections after sections with more than 1,000 photos within the section day after day, your quota would eventually run out. So be very careful with that. And also, I have already used it 5 out of the 25 share sections that I have within the last 30 days. So there is a quota that you can only share 25 sections within 30 days and 25,000 images within 30 days. So if you are using it, pay attention, you might run out of quota. You need to be careful of that, particularly if you are a high volume user. I guess, this is only what I'm guessing, I guess Capture One is eventually going to charge users for people who are using an excessive amount of this function. So I don't know how Capture One is going to deal with that at this moment, but it seems to me that if you are a subscribing user of Capture One, they're going to give you a quota. If you are a perpetual user, they might give you a different quota. I'm not sure at this point, but they might eventually also charge you separately, which we don't know at this point because it is only a beta, we don't know. But because, you know, for this function to work, it seems to me that Capture One need to run their own server, and we need to run all the images to Capture One first, and then they are going to share it with our clients. So we don't know what's happening in the backend. They might or might not. I hope that they are not going to charge us, but this might eventually happen. So this is something that I want to share with you. I hope that you would find this function useful. I think it is very useful. At least I've been using Capture Pilot for clients who are offsite for quite some time, which is a great success. People like it a lot. Now it is even easier. You don't need any IT knowledge. You don't need IT support to make it running and working. You just need to click on Start Sharing, and then you have a link that you can share with your clients. So I think that is very useful. So here you go. That is the new function in Capture One 14.3.1, which is Capture One 21. Okay, the official technical version number is 14.3.1, but for users, normal users, is Capture One 21.3.1. So you can go ahead and download your Capture One and give it a try. And there is a 30 days free trial for Capture One. If you have not used Capture One before, I suggest you to go online and download a free trial version for 30 days. It's free of charge. You can just go ahead and use it. And if you're interested in buying one, you can always use my discount code. There is one discount code, which is YANKOV10, Yankov 10. Okay, there is a 10% discount if you want to buy Capture One or upgrade your Capture One. If you have been using Capture One for quite some time and you find this function useful, that you want to use it, please go ahead. You can use my discount code from the official website, CaptureOne.com. When you purchase Capture One or upgrade your Capture One, you can use my discount code YANKOV10, Yankov 10, for a 10% discount. And also, I do have a full course, full professional workflow course for people who want to learn about how to use Capture One, which is now online on my own website, yankovong.com. You can go there. I have a full tutorial on how to use Capture One professionally for your professional workflow. So that is something, if you want to learn about Capture One, you can also go to yankovong.com to check that out. It is a great course. I'm backing it. I've been spending quite some time teaching Capture One, and I hope the information that we have in that course is useful. But I'm sorry to let you know that the course at the moment is in Cantonese. I'm sorry for all English speakers. If you understand only English, I couldn't help you at this moment. So maybe when Capture One 22 is coming out, I will also create an English tutorial. But for the time being, my Capture One professional workflow is only in Cantonese. Okay, that's all for now. I hope this information is useful for you guys. I hope to see you guys again in the future, and I promise we'll make more contents in English. Thank you very much. I'll see you around. Bye.